Good morning. Good morning. This is June 20th, 2026, West Virginia Day, and this is a double tour today on 15th Street in East Wheeling. We are at 63 15th Street, and we'll do a little bit of history first, and then we'll go inside and just see what's going on. This is a before tour.
Yep.
And we have owners here, so they'll explain what's going on and what their plans are. So let me tell you a little bit about this. The National Register nomination for this neighborhood estimates the date of construction as 1870, and it describes the house as new Italianate facade added to Greek Revival structure. Deed records show that the property itself was purchased in three different sections, 3 different years, 1869, 1875, and 1879. But we were able to find a map from 1871, and it does show a structure here on this spot in 1871 with initials W.E. And one of the early owners who bought the property in those 3 sections was a William Elson, E-L-S-O-N. That map showed, or the city directory from 1872 shows that William Elson lived on the north side of Center Street. 15th used to be called Center, between 5th, which is now called Eoff, and 6th, which is now called Jacob. So obviously this was the house, unless he moved next door or something. They didn't use street numbers at the time. William Elson was born in Ohio in 1833. When he was a month old, his father passed away and his mother moved the family to Wheeling. When he was 12 years old, he began work at Barnes, Hobbs & Company, learning the trade of a glass blower and becoming a master of that craft. In 1863, in company with John Osterling, Peter Castle, James Leisure, and others, he started a small factory in Wheeling, which became the Central Glass Works. And if you're a glass aficionado, that will ring a bell. During his tenure there, he purchased the 15th Street property where he and his wife raised their 4 children. Now, I did some additional digging, and it's interesting, 2 of his daughters, Catherine and Elizabeth, married 2 sons of E.J. Stone, who was, with his brother-in-law, Jacob Thomas, founder of Stone and Thomas.
Ooh.
And the one daughter, Catherine, Miss Kate, she was called, married J. Sumner Stone, and they became missionaries to India in their lifetimes. And one of their big undertakings, according to their histories, was the cleaning up of a section of Bombay bordering the docks where dens of vice made conditions in that district appalling. After they returned to the United States, Mrs. Stone served as secretary and later for 22 years treasurer of the Women's Foreign Missionary Society, the New York branch. So she was a very important person and was a child in this house, which I thought was kind of cool.
Sounds like a Miss Kate in our neighborhood.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you have a similar one. Now, after 15 years with that company, Elson became associated with the Belmont Glass House in Bel Air, and 5 years later he joined with M. Sheets and others in the organization of the Elson Glass Company in Martins Ferry. In 1893, the Elson Glass Company became West Virginia Glass Company, and finally National Glass. According to a newspaper article from that period, the Elson Glass Company was built in 1883. It had a 16-pot furnace, one of the largest in the world, and turned out from 50 to 60 tons of glass per week of tableware and other products. In 1886, it employed 300 people and paid out $2,000 weekly, which was a lot of money back in the time. One of its most well-known products was the Elson Dewdrop Spooner with a hobnail design. And online, there is a picture of a spooner. I think that's where you put your spoons on the table if you're going to have ice cream or whatever for dessert. During all these company changes, the Elsons moved to Martins Ferry, and they sold this property to August Rolf in 1885. August Rolf was a German immigrant. He served as a corporal and later first lieutenant of Company C of a volunteer state militia group that had the nickname German Rifles. This company served as one of the guards during the hanging of John Brown, so he was present at that hanging. Now, Eoff served until 1863 as an adjutant of that regiment and then returned to Wheeling. He then opened a restaurant and a saloon. He was a director and treasurer of the German Fire Insurance Company and German Bank, a member of the Board of County Commissioners, and president of the Gas Board. And he was involved with the Wheeling and Elm Grove Railway and one of the managers of Wheeling Park. So the second owner was also quite prominent. Now, Eoff's descendants sold the property in 1954 to George and Vasiliki Esahos. I hope I pronounced that correctly, E-S-I-H-O-S. They were immigrants from Turkey. City directories showed that George owned the Victoria Hat Cleaning Company. Albert M. and Viola Dye became the owners in 1973, and those of you who've been around a while may remember the Dye Realtors. And so they were that family. The son actually lived in this property for a while, and then later it became just their office space. Subsequent owners included an attorney, Michael Alberti. He rented the property out and didn't live here apparently, or have his office here. The property was deeded to Main Street Bank in 2017, then to Maxwell Construction. Later in 2017, in October of 2020, John Evans and Tyler Tuckey purchased the property for $27,500 and began rehabilitation. At that time, they called the property the Lemonade House, so you may have followed it on Facebook or Instagram or something. The current owner is Stone National LLC, and Vincent and Hannah are here to tell us more about that. And before we turn it over to them, let me do my commercial message. As I mentioned, this is Friends of Wheeling. We are the local historic preservation organization here in Wheeling. If you are watching this and you're not a member and would like to join and learn about other things that we're doing and be on other tours, here is a QR code that you can use. And we also are establishing a separate historic preservation fund to try to help property owners such as these folks with grants and loans and things like that. So that's my commercial message, and we'll turn it over to Vincent and Hannah.
Thanks so much, G. Friends of Wheeling, thanks for coming out. Yeah, welcome to our home here on 63 15th Street. The Yellow House, we call it now, because we couldn't call it the same thing as the Lemonade House.
Yeah, we needed a little separation after that.
And thanks for that history. Yeah, we brought it from James and Tucker.
John and Tyler.
John and Tyler. And we've been living in the neighborhood here for about a decade. I'm from Morgantown. Hannah grew up here in Wheeling, but we've really loved, specifically East Wheeling. We love all of Wheeling. But great neighbors, good community, and that's what we're trying to do here, is just be good neighbors. And we're happy to put a lot of effort and energy into this property with some good help. Thanks, Scott. We should probably also shout out Brothers and Friends Contracting. They're right up the street, and they've been instrumental in helping us make the progress on this house. And yeah, you're getting probably the last time we can do a pre-renovation tour, because like this month we have windows, electric, plumbing, all under contract. So things are going to start moving quickly.
And do you plan to live here eventually?
Absolutely.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Hopefully eventually isn't too long.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, Joanne Sullivan has been behind the camera so far, and she will later post this online for others to see. Feel free to go to the Friends Wheeling Facebook page and forward this to others. So I will take the camera at this point, and I will follow these folks through, and we will see what the inside looks like. Thank you, Joanne.
Welcome. Okay. Let's see. Let's just go ahead in, huh? The only notes that I'll give at the beginning are that what the saying is, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and all the preservation conversations are really fun, and we really learn about. It's fun to hear. There's lots of different ways to do that. So I'm happy to talk about different techniques and things. I'm not an expert, but we've had a lot of conversations. So You'll see for a few reasons, the age of the house, that it was renovated as a law firm previously, and demolition had started, we made the decision to take everything down to the studs. So we'll see that and we can talk more about it.
And watch your step. It's mostly okay. There's just a few spots. You can tell the floor is temporary, so just be careful.
That's right, we marked off. But we should definitely do the front of the house here because it's beautiful. The accents over the windows, the cornices at the top, not in bad shape. There's a new roof on there, thanks Calcaruth. And even the doorway. So if anyone has any pictures of what colors the house may have been, either the brick or the accents, we're color scheming.
You gonna put double hung windows back up?
Great question. Yeah, the law firm took out all the double hung windows and put in single pane, unopening windows.
In the entire building.
Oh.
And they're all custom sized, huge windows. Look
Yeah.
at what those windows are.
Oh.
So yes, the windows are under contract. We're putting in double hung windows on most of the interior. We will get to these. These are not going to be cheap windows.
Oh.
So
That's second round of windows.
we think we can get in with these unopening windows at the beginning. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah. Come through the entryway and into the living room. So yeah, as you come in from the door, you can see, well, we'll see when we go up the staircase. The only wallpaper and then an ornamental plaster that we kept. And as we come in to, we call this the living room? Front room.
Can I ask you just to hold your comments while the people get in so they have a benefit? Yep.
We can pile in here.
Oh, yeah, cool.
You're gonna hold this.
It was a lot of dust.
Ton of dust.
It sure was.
All right, so as we're all coming in, you'll see, yeah, we took down most of the plaster and lath down to studs. And I just love looking at the lumber used here. It's that old, they look like bigger than 2x4s. And we've had to cut one or two, and they smell great. They smell like they were fresh cut, which is kind of incredible. And it's in great shape. There was one part of the house where there was a little water damage, but nothing load-bearing affected, and most of it in great shape. So that's really good.
Yeah, and it's all assembled with the West Virginia cut nails.
Yeah, which is,
We've got a lot of those.
you'll see some of those, a good bit of those upstairs.
Look at the arched part here, yes.
So yeah, probably the most noticeable feature of the house are these arches.
Yeah.
Just an aesthetic piece that we think were actually put in after the original construction.
You can see it under there. There's like something different was happening, and there's some openings upstairs that indicate it was arranged differently.
You'll also notice through the house a lot of interior brick.
That's unusual.
Almost exclusive.
So we're very curious if it was a very small house right in the middle, and then they built on extensions from there. Again, if you can help piece that together, we'd be appreciative. Go ahead, and you want to talk? Pocket doors?
Yeah, it's just you can see we've got functional pocket doors. I think not original, added later, but they do work, which we're very happy about.
And the other thing that someone mentioned, maybe as we walk into this room, is that when we took down the plaster and lath, the dust was incredible. Both from the plaster and lath itself, but then also just the layers of dust that get kicked on like the tops of ceilings and stuff. Oh yeah.
Probably coal dust from when they had coal.
It was pretty black. So for no other reason than that, we were really glad to get that dust out. Here again, we're in what'll probably be a dining room.
Yeah, dining room.
Go
And
ahead.
you see, we're excited about this. The previous owners somewhere back covered up 2 windows in this room that we are really eager to get uncovered and let some light back in here because it's pretty dark. Yeah.
Unlike the front of the house, which is so bright with all those open windows. But yeah, this is a cozy little spot.
So the dining room or?
Yeah, dining room.
Perfect, yeah.
So what about the flooring? It doesn't look like
quality of wood flooring?
So it is hardwood.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's not like the real fine ornamental.
Right. And it has had several layers of flooring on top that we removed. So in there you can see it still has glue from the flooring that was there. Some of the rooms the flooring is not very high quality, so we may do some alternate floorings, but we do want to save the woodwork.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're going to take the linoleum off, obviously.
Yeah, and we'll get it back to hardwood.
Yeah.
In the bathrooms and kitchens, we may put that.
Yeah, the kitchen is one that the floor probably will need to be replaced with something, or we'll put something over it.
And so the next room would be the kitchen?
So you can leave exposed the brick?
Yeah, great question, and this is a good room to talk about it. We like the exposed brick a lot. So the fact that there's so many interior brick walls is kind of fun. We processed it down to about where we're gonna seal it still, but we took off the plaster and lath, and the plaster was actually affixed to the brick on most of the interior walls. So we got that off, and then we had a team in here that came in with the brushes, and they just spent, it was a solid month probably, brushing that horsehair plaster off the brick, and that's when the dust was really something. And we masked up in the whole bit. We had whole jumpsuits. So shout out to Rayvon and KJ, and we had a whole team.
Yeah, so we like the interior brick. We may do some sort of seal, some sort of like lime wash color on some of them, but for the most part, we'll probably keep it.
There's neat things you can do with brick, you know?
But it eliminates the ability to insulate.
So, good question. We want to go through a winter and see what it's like. So brick isn't the best insulator. It's not the worst insulator either. This is 3-course exterior brick. So that's nice. So if we seal it from real good from air on both sides, I'm very curious to see how well it can insulate. And then it's a cost trade-off between insulation versus
aesthetics.
It was not insulated when we purchased it.
Yeah.
So any additional would be something that we'd have to add. But
maybe we'll bring hanging tapestries.
Something,
Yeah, sure.
Beautiful idea. Yeah.
a little bathroom off to the side. I think the previous owners had started this bathroom, so this is how we received that.
Okay.
And what decided to go up the back staircase here first?
Yeah, I know. We fixed that one.
I know we could. Do you want to go up the grand staircase?
Oh, of
down
course.
to up, or from down? Oh, from up to down.
What a great size space here.
Whatever you suggest.
We should probably backtrack.
Yeah.
So here's the kitchen, and you'll notice it's more finished than some of the rest of the house. The previous owners, again, more than one way to preserve a house, they wanted to start room by room, and this was the first room they were going to start. Bring their kitchen online, and they did some stuff that is great that we're going to use, and then they covered up the plaster and some of the old electric and stuff, and we wanted to gut the whole thing. Utilities, we don't want any of the crumbling plaster in here. We wanted to expose it was actually a defunct plumbing stack. I'm curious in your preservation circles. It seems like, man, there should be a special crime for people who intentionally chip away at your brick, compromise your brick.
And they did that with the plumbing and with a lot of the old electrical lines. They just like chunk out the brick and put a line in there. But
So we're excited. We're really excited for the kitchen. And same thing. There's hardwood floors. They're not in the best condition. A lot of them have been already cut up for plumbing. So we're gonna have fun with the floors, and maybe we'll be able to reuse some of that hardwood for other places in the house. Well, let's step outside real quick and see the back patio. Yeah.
I'm curious about the concrete work out here back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hold the floor, yours. Watch yourself. Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, thank you.
They have a gate type of mechanism there.
Yeah.
And a roof, you said? So kind of a carport or
Yeah.
garage type of thing.
This is one of our favorite features of the house, and it's totally recent.
yeah.
you see, the Mother Jones Center for Resilient Community is right here in the back, and we're familiar with them. They do great community work. So whenever we were there, we used to see this old carport. It's like a concrete little fortress here.
It's substantial.
Substantial. There used to be a magnolia tree that would bloom and it was way too big for this space, and the previous owners actually cut it out. But that was our first intrigue by this house. All the cats in the neighborhood used to come and just like congregate in this concrete fortress. So we've cut it back, but absolutely we've kept the concrete, and we're really excited to see what we're gonna do. Maybe put either a roof, or you could put a deck. You could do little, in the gardens where you just put like the lumber and then grow, let plants grow. Yeah.
Pergola.
Pergola, yeah. I think there's a lot we could do. Hannah's very good at gardening, but we're not letting ourselves do that until the inside of the house is
Well, this looks like it's so over-engineered for the space. I mean, it's huge.
They're all
In the
solid
thickness of the concrete.
nothing wrong with a little over-engineering.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we should. And you see some of the neighbors, they have decks above garages. So yeah, this is the alley.
Yeah. This is the alley. All right. Should we go back through to get upstairs?
I think we should go to the front staircase and go up, and we'll use the back staircase to go down. It'll make
panels here because they got
You did.
roof.
Yeah, you can.
So fencing panels.
That's the original panel.
Oh, there you go.
We're. Oh, we did. They weren't. No, we should probably.
So they weren't.
We can make a note of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. As people keep coming in, this is the rear stairwell. Whether it's a servant's stairwell or not, we don't really know. Again, because when was this rear section of the house made? But either way, it was closed up when we had it, and we opened it back up, and we're excited. It's nice having two staircases.
Yeah.
And I think it was more of a style thing.
Yeah.
My house has two stairs, and there were never servants there, so it just was the way they built things.
Yeah, I wonder, that's what I asked him, I wonder, because a lot of these buildings and things you see, they close off that back stair. And it's unique to see it opened up again.
Yes.
I asked him, I said, was this open when you
Oh, yeah.
started the project?
Mine goes from the kitchen to upstairs, and it's handy to go that way instead of going all the way around.
You know, but a lot of houses you see are closed off. 'Cause
Yeah.
They just don't use them.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the family was wealthy enough to have live-in servants. Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Tanya Woody. I am part of the East Wheeling Collaborative. My other friend here, Jamil, he's not here today.
Signing up for a Father's Day event.
Yes, he is. So, and also I grew up with the Legion down here. So with my family, my dad also served, so, you know, so I know a lot about the Legion. So.
Well, we're
Nice to meet everybody.
Nice to meet.
we're glad you're here today. Yeah.
That was just here.
That's awesome.
There's a cute little cat under the stairs there.
I'm here all day. All right. Should we go upstairs?
Yeah. Yeah, we have 2 tours. You all be very generous in your time. No, it's the
Ceramic, yeah. I think it's ceramic, but I don't know. I think they like the iron.
Front there.
So the rooms are great size.
Yeah, where should we talk about mantles? Maybe we talk about mantles.
So you can do a lot.
You want to talk about So while we're going up the front stairs here, it's probably worth it to talk about the biggest section of plaster that we kept. And do you want to talk about?
Yeah, the biggest section of plaster that we kept is this one with this blue floral wallpaper. And this also, this textured wallpaper we really loved. Even though it's a little crumbly, we really wanted to save a little piece of it. The entire house, at some point during the whatever renovations, they had some really, really fun wallpapers throughout the entire house that we couldn't save. But
You all rocked in the, what was it, 60s, 70s? When was wallpaper in?
Yeah. Some very fun stuff, but especially this textured one we really like. So we're gonna try to keep as much of that one as we can.
And we'll come up the staircase.
And here also are the mystery openings that we uncovered as we did this demo.
Again, help us solve this mystery. I think so. Yeah, we talk about management. Oh, you think stained glass? Wow, that would be fun. Would that interior, they would have done that?
Yeah, because there's a house, it's on the corner where you get onto the interstate, and they have a stained glass piece in their ceiling, yeah. So,
That's the best explanation I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because doors don't seem to make sense.
no,
But
I didn't think
it was-
stained glass.
I think it was a different configuration for a lot of reasons. There, like you can tell, the joists under this were cut. If you look downstairs, it looks like they should go all the way across. So I think this was arranged differently somehow.
Yeah, that could be too.
Like add-ons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the front of the house and
But they did, when we got the house, there was a storm door there, so they had like separated it into a couple of apartments, or a fire door. So I do wonder if maybe they just,
But it-
cut things up and configured it. for
But
apartments.
it looks like the opening was original. I mean,
Yeah.
looking at the way the brickwork is, yeah.
But they were not open when we got the house.
Uh-huh.
So we're doing good, and I think this tour will actually be shorter than the Legion. The Legion doesn't have as much building complexity. So here we are in the front room of the second floor, which is one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah.
Again, tons of light coming in through those big windows. Someday those will open again too. You can see up here the room goes all the way from the two sides of the house. So we have those great brick walls. 2 fireplaces, and we should probably talk about mantles a little bit. They're cast iron mantles, not the like wooden ones or the double wooden ones. We kind of like them. I think
They're amazing, yeah.
And they are dated.
Yeah, they are dated.
In the back room, you can see they have dates on the back of them.
That one looks like it has a little like marbly texture. We don't know if that's
It's a faux finish.
yeah.
I think they were dipped
Okay.
Yeah.
or something.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
We had those, they were painted over, so we took the paint off and all the marble that came with it.
Yeah, I know. We're
Yeah.
noticing it flaking
Yeah.
a little bit too.
But you can take a class at the Belmont College Preservation Program, which we hope will move to Northern, on how to grain. And so after you get the house and the garden, and then you could come back and right, you're right.
The other thing probably worth noting here, there was a lot of original trim, which is beautiful. So there's, again, different ways to do this. We did a really smart thing with buddies, but here we took the trim off, and you'll see it, there's a lot of it piled up here. You can really see the cut nails,
yeah.
so that's kind of fun. And then there will be a whole new challenge. The pro of that technique is that it's easy and you can do the demolition quicker on the first end. The con is that we'll have to try to get those nails out and put trim up. What we're kind of thinking is fun is to not try to put the trim back exactly where it was over each window, door, but to like pick maybe a few rooms and just use it as lumber to accent. Because there's, well, yeah, over in other neighborhoods, you can see some really neat things that people
Yeah,
do with
if
wood.
you didn't label as you were taking it off, putting it,
Yeah.
We
We did
label.
some. We labeled some important pieces.
Yeah.
And some was.
would you maybe strip it or repaint it if you were to
Yeah.
put it back up?
Yeah, I'd like to strip it. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's original trim. It's like original to one iteration of the house.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just so. There were a lot of different iterations. So I'm not sure when exactly this trim came, but
So when were they using steel cut nails?
yeah. But the wood, it's not like super nice wood trim. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's walk back to the middle room and the back room.
With them having boarded up all the windows, was there central air in this house at one point? I mean, how would they have gotten any ventilation in
There were
here?
like the 3-inch HVAC ducts.
Okay.
And we're going to just walk past the middle room here. We'll look in. This was the only water damage. It came down the chimney, and then over time rotted out some of the joists there. So we sistered those, and you'll see we may take hardwood from a floor like the kitchen that we tile, or the attic has hardwood that we can see actually at the bottom.
That's amazing.
So we may take the hardwood there and put it back down here. Again, a lot of interior brick with the 2 windows exposed here, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, the structure seems really right on, doesn't
Very
it?
sound, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any sagging or this or that or
Well,
fatigue of the structure.
Thanks for noticing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, here's the back stairs. Yep.
Yep. And we'll go down this.
So was this just an open hallway being so wide? It seems unusual.
So we'll wait until we come in. And there's a fun little story. This room, these rooms, really. So yeah, the comments were made like the hardwood floor isn't super fancy, the trim isn't super fancy. So my theory, and I haven't looked this up, Gene, you might know better, is that this was built, kind of as a worker house, not too fancy. We're right here, and another indication of this is that there were a lot of little rooms. There weren't just grand rooms in the houses, and so this section back here from this interior brick wall back.
It's right there.
Well, it was 1, 2, 3 rooms.
So this was one, you can tell the wall was here.
Yep.
This was one.
And then a little bathroom in this corner. So we thought about this, and we did some brainstorming, and we decided to split it up into 2 rooms, using as many of the old studs as we can. And we'll keep the bathroom here, but expand it out. Shout out to my brother, who's very handy in this regard. And then we can do another, maybe like den room with a sofa or something.
Multi-purpose kind of thing.
Because with the staircase, and here's where the staircase from the kitchen comes up, this will be a bit of a pass-through room. Also neat, the middle room has 2 doors. Oh, well, yeah, 2 doors. So again, there's a lot of movement through this room. Yeah, you can see 2 more mantles there. The middle room there was that was pink, right?
That one was cloud print,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe. Yeah.
So this little
Cloud
room
print,
here.
this one was rainbow wallpaper. This one was green. And the front one was
Were you able to save at least a sample of it for a little scrap?
I got good photos,
Yeah.
at least. I want to scan. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we'll go down the stairs, but that'll probably conclude our tour. When we
And
meet
attic,
out front.
attic will just be storage or?
Yeah, it's a big attic.
Looking forward to the after tour.
Oh, yeah.
When will that be scheduled?
Hopefully by Christmas.
Well,
really?
we'll
We'll
be
be in.
in by Christmas, but done is another.
Sounds
question.
ambitious.
We'll invite you back.
Will you ever be done?
Yeah,
That's
a couple years.
all right. Okay, Vincent and Hannah, thank you very much. I will turn this off. Again, this is a Friends Wheeling tour on June 20th. June 20th.
Stay tuned for the Legion.
2026. And we will next move up the street. This is Jean Finstein signing off. Thanks for joining us today.
Back in the